O le whiau lea o le vai aso le nei. E le whato i laloina le leanga i le leanga. Le ita i le ita. Po le whaamaualunga i le whaamaualunga. Ai whato i laloina i le liliu o le ala whau ma le alofa. Turning the cheek and loving your neighbor and even your worst enemy. And the prevailing message of this week, the Holy Week, is a God who is willing to suffer, to go through the pain in order to show us what real love is. O le lui lea, o le ola ina o Keriso, i lowo langa, i lowo ainga, i lau ngā luenga, i lau tautua ai mo Samoa, masi o tātou atunu. How do we change the world as Jesus called us to do? It begins with me, e a mata ia te au, e a mata ia te oe. Ia manuia tele le nei a o onga. Ma ia avea le whiau le leni, e whao Sofia ai ma faufaunga le lei, mo le whatino ina o le tātou walau ina.
Whaaftai, lau sunga le whaafengainga o le ekalesia whaapotopotonga Kerisiano Samoa ia pia. Reverend Dr. Latu Latai mo le upu fola fola, e tō matawina ai le nei whaamoe moe. Hau teimi nei o te bala au whaaloalo atuai lau fionga, e te maitai sui palemia mo lau Saunoaga autu. It is an honor to invite to the podium the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister for her keynote address to open this training.
Lau sungal taitai o Sauninga, Reverend Dr. Latu Latai, ia vi ia le tua le nei tai au, mwhai an whaso polia mai soifua ma le ola, whai an fo ion tātou ainga sile whai. Tā wale nei vai aso, le savalinga whale anganga, le vai aso sa sili, tātou te patipati ai popo a ngā o le ali. Ma tātou whanau no manu, ia tātou wo'o i le maunga o Kalevaria. Wa tātou poto i tai au le nei, ona o Porokalame mo le whaale lei au tō mai ma anga waa, mo le au whai ngā luenga ngā lulue. A wā le wha amalo sia o tū la fono. E tā wai le ngā lulue whelangolango ma le lei le wheso o ta inga i le vāo leo leo, o tiute ma lo ia le mālo. O lo mai tau ina fo i o lo tātou whaatasi ai manisi o sui o tātou fono whaavae, mai nuu mafioanga. Ai sea, o nei tā ua le tātou ngā lue whaatasi, e whaamalo sia tū la fono le mālo, whaapea fo i whainga whaavae a fioanga. Ua mai tau wina, ua leva o na iai tū la fono, o tupe maua mai soli ngā tū la fono, for the proceeds of crime. I te tono Samoa. Ai peitai, o sabali nei le valu tausanga, e le o whaongaina. Walau sila fia fo i le whaatupla ia o whainga pio pio i te tono le Pasifika, e au fia ai ma Samoa. Walau sila fia fo i le whaatupla ia o whainga pio pio i te tono le Pasifika, e au fia ai ma Samoa. E a fia ai fuala au whaasaina, ma le whaonga whaasautu la fono tupe. Le malo si anga fo i leo nei soli ngā tū la fono o tupe. O le ala lea e tā wai le mulimulitai i ala o tupe o lo whaonga ina i nei soli ngā tū la fono. Ina ia mawhai o na matai tu ina, matuli loa ina, nei whaala potpotonga o lo o tau la mua i nei soli ngā tū la fono. O le ala tā ua nei tū la fono tupe maua mai soli ngā tū la fono. E mawhai e lea tū la fono o na tau fia wha tū la fono a seta ua masalomia. Ave ese wha tū la fono mea tō tino na maua mai soli ngā tū la fono. Ma ave ese le malo si anga o tupe wha tino pe wha awa wai fi wha tawa inga o fuala au wha saina ma isi ngā ioinga whasau tū la whono. O le ala lea, e tā ua ma whaalangolango lea o ngā ma le leo nei tū la whono i le lava o le malamalama, ngā lulu e whelangolango mai, ma le maua au tō mai o tātou tangata whai ngā luenga. O le nei awa o ngā o lo wha moe moe toi whaafo wai tō mai ma le angawaa. E ala i le vave o nai loa i tū ainga a seta o lo a fia. Lava saunia o mōli mau mo le tu ina atu i le wha amasinonga. Ma le wha o ngā ina le lei o tū la whono o lo o lima taita ina ai le saunga le mua sa mua. O wha ilo manino le malo le tāu o le tāu fia ma te e atu i fuala au wha saina. O le ala le mana o mia tele ai le ngā lue whaatasi o tūti no uma le malo mo le manuia ma tali atu i ma tā upo e au fia ai tupe maua mai sori ngā tū la whono. Ma o le whi au manino foi mai le malo ma tātou uma. Ia tāu fia le toi wha o ngā ina ma le wha au wawina o a seta ma mea tō tino na maua mai nei sori ngā tū la whono. This training forms an important part of the 2-year institutional strengthening program launched by the Office of the Attorney General to build the capacity, professionalism, and effectiveness of the government legal officers in Samoa. But this program is not limited to lawyers alone. The fight for justice and the rule of law requires strong collaboration between investigators, prosecutors, and enforcement agencies. That is why it is so important that we have police, customs, and government lawyers sitting together in the same room for this training. Today's focus is on an area that is both powerful and essential in the fight against serious crime, proceeds of crime. For many years, Samoa has had the legislative tools necessary to pursue and confiscate the profits of criminal activity. Our laws allow us not only to prosecute offenders, but also to follow the money, freeze assets, and remove the financial incentives that drive crime. However, the reality is that for almost 80 years, these powers have rarely been used. That does not mean the problem disappeared. If anything, the challenges we face today are greater. Across the Pacific region, we are seeing the increasing presence of drug trafficking networks, organized crime, and money laundering activities. Criminal organizations do not operate in isolation. They operate through money, moving it, hiding it, investing it, and using it to expand their operation. If we only prosecute the individual offender, but allow the profits of crime to remain untouched, then the criminal enterprise survives. Proceeds of crime laws exist to address exactly this problem. These laws allow the state to say clearly, crime will not pay in Samoa. When properly used, proceeds of crime powers can freeze suspicious assets before they disappear, confiscate property obtained through criminal activity, disrupt organized criminal networks, and remove the financial reward that fuels drug trafficking and money laundering. In many jurisdictions around the world, these laws have proven to be one of the most effective tools in combating organized crime. But laws alone are not enough. A law sitting quietly in a statute book does nothing. The effectiveness of these powers depends entirely on the knowledge, coordination, and confidence of the officers who use them. Police officers who identify assets during investigation, custom officers who detect suspicious movements of money or goods, and government lawyers who apply to the court for freezing orders and confiscation orders. When these three parts work together, investigation, intelligence, and prosecution, proceeds of crime become a powerful weapon against organized criminal activity. This training is therefore about reviving skills that once existed but have not been exercised for some time. It is about ensuring that our officers once again become familiar with identifying assets linked to criminal activity, preparing the evidence required for court orders, working collaboratively across agencies, and confidently using the legal tools available to the state. The government of Samoa has made it clear that combating drugs is a national priority. Drugs do not only affect individuals, they damage families, undermine communities, and threaten the safety of our villages. As public servants entrusted with the enforcement of the law, we carry a responsibility to ensure that our response to this challenge is strong, coordinated, and effective. The Proceeds of Crime framework is one of the strongest tools we have, and it is time we bring it back into active use. This training is therefore not simply academic, it is practical, it is strategic, and it is necessary. Over the course of this program, I encourage you all to engage openly, ask questions, share experiences, and most importantly, build relationships across agencies. Because when proceeds of crime case arises, success will depend not on one office alone, but on all of us working together. Police identifying the assets, customs providing intelligence, lawyers preparing the legal application, and the state presenting a united and professional case before the courts. If we succeed in rebuilding these skills, Samoa will be in a much stronger position to ensure that those who profit from crime do not keep the rewards of their